Skydance.
You said I was one of your best guys.
Was. Bye-bye.
Hey, you, tough guy.
Serendipity finds our guy at his lowest point, and it is most serendipitous.
Today is your last chance of the year to be on The Running Man.
Roll credit. Also, this is like watching commercials for something I'm already watching.
Don't worry.
Tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
Daddy's not that crazy.
Daddy is that crazy, and this would be a movie if he wasn't, and kind of still is.
Where a big-boned badass bets bravely to bag big bucks
Body shaming.
for $100 new.
So this is meant to be the former governor of California and not the former Ben Richards. It's a delightful little cameo that confuses everyone who's seen 1987's The Running Man for that brief moment as they think to themselves, how did Ben Richards become president? And isn't it weird that the new Ben Richards is named after him? Like, who does that? Naming their kid after a president. But now that I think about it, the rapper Warren G's last name could be Harding, and I'd never know. Regulate came out in 1994 when I wasn't trying to be any geek off the street, asking about the through line of Nate Dogg and the 29th president, as one does.
How many lavatories does a Net Air Flying V luxury jetliner have?
Chekhov's trivia.
The lowest amount someone won today, $75 new.
Thinking that dying, or at minimum, breaking your entire body doesn't count as less than $75 new. This opening has been baby drivered so hard that we don't need this text to know this is an Edgar Wright film. They'll get this right later in the movie, but Glenn Powell's dreamy green eyes have been mislabeled as brown here. This montage of previous jobs and how those jobs have prepared Ben for the Running Man tryouts never explicitly gives any credit to divine intervention.
Technology.
Abuse.
Freedom.
Nope.
Authority.
Interlinked?
Next image, what do you see?
My college girlfriend.
It would be us, man.
So did the audience.
Vita non est periculum. It is not death that man should fear, but never beginning to live.
I would recommend a healthy fear of people using Latin quotes that don't translate to the thing they say it does.
The most anyone's ever won on another show is 1,000 ND, and I know it sounds like a tremendous sum.
For the viewer, it does not sound like a tremendous sum because we keep hearing that you get $1 billion new for winning the Running Man.
I'm not doing The Running Man.
Character has to play hard to get, as if they are not going to do the thing that we all came to the movies to see them do cliche. Also, he took almost no convincing to throw his life away, and this criticism is coming from a guy who once signed up for a credit card account for a free sandwich.
I'm at the network building, I'm fine.
In the future, they will have phones that are bulkier than the phones we have now while doing the same thing, thinking maybe the whole dystopia thing has been tapped out.
And if you want to murder your thirst, reach for an ice-cold liquid death.
Being a dick to your thirst. Also, there's a lot of ad placement in this movie, and you may think it's all part of the world design, but it's actually just for the money.
Daniel, you son of a bitch.
Daniel.
Do not put bluefin in my moose boosh.
I swear, if there's a joke about his boosh and its amusement,
Your boosh will not be amused.
even with all the Ninja Warrior training, Ben's weight has managed to jump from 171 pounds to 196 pounds.
These envelopes cannot be tracked.
Of course, the envelopes can be tracked because they travel by drone, and for a drone to work, there has to be a computer somewhere geolocating the damn thing. This never becomes a plot point or anything, but the idea that mail, and specifically drone mail, cannot be tracked is preposterous. Movie takes almost 30 minutes to officially do The Running Man. In the 1987 film adaptation, these launch pods managed to look cooler and more uncomfortable at the same time. That's gotta count for something. Also, this discount Tower of Terror drop is completely unnecessary. At least the Total Recall reboot acted like it made sense to travel through the center of the earth, making a cool Running Man jumpsuit and then having the main character take it off after the running finally starts.
13th and Obama.
That most certainly was not in the book, which, of course, doesn't matter until I say it does.
Yeah, you better run!
Telling the guy on The Running Man that he should run is redundant. Glenn Powell wears a shitty disguise cliche, dragging Danbury, Connecticut into this mess.
I had to do it.
No, you didn't. I was gonna bring you on here.
Oh, f*** you, movie. And your if we only had waited for the guy we didn't know existed to surprise him with a new dress, then Cinderella wouldn't even have had to go to the ball bullshit. Also, whether Ben was being hired or not, Molly could have slipped them some money so their baby wouldn't die of the flu before he offered him the job. The movie is a cautionary tale of what happens when a society doesn't progress its media storage beyond cassette tapes.
Guess you can watch my ass take a nap.
Acting as if most people wouldn't be happy to watch Glenn Powell's butt for 10 minutes. Christ the Redeemer being anti-redemption.
A deuce hundo for this rat-ass jacket in that rat-ass room.
If you have a rat-ass room, why are you outside over a flaming barrel? That's what people without rat-ass rooms do.
I've always been the guy who followed the rules.
Says the guy who has lost every single job he's ever had for insubordination. Chekhov's grenade.
Depraved. Demonic. deceased.
This TV show loves using the rule of threes, which makes sense because it's a useful principle in marketing, comedy, and propaganda. It allows you to take complex ideas and create simple, complete, and persuasive messaging. It really is useful at reinforcing key themes through repetition, rhythm, and inevitability. So the sin, as always, is math, math, and math. Wearing another man's flip-flops is disgusting, but if he didn't, he'd have to go barefoot in a communal shower, which is also disgusting. There's no way he could have proceeded without getting a sin here. Door ex machina. I can't make it from the bathroom to the bedroom without my towel starting to come loose. I call bullshit on the fortitude and existence of this towel. Missing this many times at point-blank range down a narrow-ass hallway.
Stop filming me!
He has time for this. This accidental fire escalating to an inferno as if he's in a Final Destination movie. After falling into the sewer water, the network is never concerned that he might die anticlimactically from an infection.
You know, you could go to full 30 if you play smart.
And what makes you such an expert?
You really found an expert on the Running Man while hiding out in a random dark alleyway.
Welcome to The Apostle, episode 30, Real Rules of the Running Man. The network has 3 types for every run.
While this movie was being taken from the page to the screen, no one pointed out just how much of it would be TV hosts explaining the Running Man, and other TV hosts explaining behind the scenes of the Running Man. Don't get me wrong, I am intrigued by the character of the Apostle. Just saying, he admitted to having recorded at least 30 episodes of this show. Could we maybe see a different one?
No, they're following us.
I know, stay cool.
This is an odd situation where it almost seems like it would have been easier and less forced to show us what is going on outside of the car, instead of telling us through several layers of automobile.
You can trust them with your life. Just don't mention hot dogs around them, man.
And I will not be explaining my cryptic instruction regarding tubed meats, because even though that's what a normal person would do, it just wouldn't be as fun for the audience.
You pre-shoot the rest of your self-tapes.
Movie will rush past why pre-shooting the tapes is even an option, as it is clearly meant to be a means of preventing the runner from hiding out the entire time, and a way to get good up-to-date freebie in the process. I don't know how you would enforce the no pre-taping, maybe a timer on the camera or something, but we see the network wield way too much technology throughout the movie to believe they can't control this huge loophole in season 6 of the show. God, this is like me pre-shooting 30 sins out of context and expecting everyone to be okay with it.
Why are you helping me?
There has been plenty of context for Ben to understand the reason these people are helping him, but it has to be spelled out because half the people watching have also been scrolling on their phones.
But tonight, I am gonna make love to an illegal immigrant sheep.
Strictly speaking, only actions can be illegal. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the sheep existing isn't the problem. You feeling the need to f*** it is the issue here. The exposition that the movie desperately needs is how you prevent an entire strip club full of people from reporting your location.
I have 10 brothers and sisters. My father said he was in hell every single day.
Pastor Anderson would be preaching to the choir at CinemaSins. A rose by any other name would be for Loco. Solid running, but it's no Tom Cruise running.
A lifetime supply of Fun Twink cereal.
What? And there's a bear on the box. But wow. Ben arrives at this house and drops his limp like he's reenacting the end of The Usual Suspect. And that's fine, but if you felt the need to keep up the ruse all the way here, why would you drop it this far from the front door?
What is up with the hot dog cart?
Skip!
Monster.
Hanging a lampshade on your product placement may soften the light, but it won't soften the sin.
Maybe just white.
That's racist.
It's a special issue on the network's most heinous crimes.
However, all the pages we saw were about resistance tactics and sabotage, so citation literally needed.
And if you can survive against those goons, so can they.
But they are not the main character. At this point, the movie wants me to believe that there is no tracker in this watch, and even though it never comes up and is never pointed out, there absolutely is a tracker in this watch, because there should be and would be cheaper than DNA sniffers.
Rule 1, take care of your mom. Rule 2, bullies are cowards. Hit back. Rule 3, you can be kind and strong.
This was a solid rule of threes that Ben ruins by giving 5 rules. It wasn't the pumping, but eye contact that made it weird. Not saying that I don't enjoy watching these goons get home alone, but there has definitely been a tonal shift that feels like we've entered a different movie.
It's for you.
Killian has to call and talk to Ben right now, killing the momentum of both his show and the movies. Ben survives this working.
This is America, goddammit! And we don't put up with no bullshit!
Coleman Domingo, god damn it!
People on this show never come back.
I just realized this movie has not shown his wife watching the show at all, which she obviously would be, and it would have helped create so much more empathy for this family.
Now I see why you people need self-driving cars.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Also, he says this as if he wasn't there for all the pretty impressive evasive driving she just did.
I will shoot us both if you start crying.
Teasing the most unexpected of endings that you have no intention of following through with.
What is it gonna take for you to get I'm not the bad guy?
Probably a lot, considering you just kidnapped her at gunpoint.
Miss Williams' gray Alpine heads north on Rustic Rock Siding Road.
Alpine should be less worried about product placements in movies and more worried about building a competitive F1 car.
Amelia, you give me the gun?
Why not? You're obviously the hero.
Speed running Stockholm Syndrome.
I don't think we're gonna need this anymore.
Cliche.
Last chance to run.
No. You made me feel like I'm the bad guy. Now I have to prove I'm not.
The plot couldn't come up with anything better than sticking around in a life or death situation because of the sudden overwhelming need to prove her goodness to a stranger. Go home and start a nonprofit or some shit, lady.
Only if you take your mask off.
Oh, it's Lee Pace. I quite enjoy his work, but I have no idea why they were building up this reveal like he wasn't working anymore. I thought it was going to be someone completely unexpected, like Macaulay Culkin. But also hiring Lee Pace for your movie and keeping that beautiful mug covered up the entire time.
It wasn't too long ago that someone with my job thought it was more important to force some hypocritical moral message down society's throat than to simply entertain them.
Killian is a genuinely interesting villain, doing unspeakable evils all in the name of entertainment. And Josh Brolin really sticks the landing here.
Why would I ever believe you?
If they were still alive, I'd hold them at gunpoint and force you to do whatever I want.
This moment is packed with raw emotion due to Glenn Powell's performance, but it is odd that Ben believes Killian, even though he has been lying to him at every turn.
Once I show them footage of McCone and his men killing your family, they will follow you into hell. Think of what this does for your narrative.
You just showed him his family being slaughtered. Pretty sure that is his narrative right now, and he is most surely thinking about it.
What's happening?
Tune in and find out.
Using punchlines when you think your family has just been killed.
As we go live to Richards, we pray he has what it takes.
There's really no need for them to do any of this live, or without at least some delay in the broadcast, but they do it live anyway.
Hey, Richards, you making coffee?
Asking this question instead of just shooting him. Also standing with your back towards the cockpit like it's not full of guys that want to shoot you.
Mr. Richards is checking all of the flying V's executive toilets.
These toilets really are the emotional center of this entire film. This window is the least bulletproof part of the plane for reasons.
You think I need a gun to waste this loser?
Villain works harder, not smarter, because he's on some villain shit.
Do it, tough guy! See if I switch.
This is kind of a great final showdown, but it feels lacking because the hatred these two have for each other is underexplored. There's clearly misdirected anger that both should have towards Killian, but the movie never delved into the tragedy of these two being at odds and not seeing that they should be fighting together.
Seems like the whole point of Freevee is to make us hate each other.
I know it wasn't for everyone and borderline unethical, but being this angry about jury duty seems excessive.
If I told you they were alive, would you even believe me?
He might. He's not very good at this.
And then they swapped the crowd. Where'd Purple Shirt Guy come from? Season 5, episode 13 to be exact.
The Apostle would be excellent at TV sins.
One of the Flying V Mark II state-of-the-art safety features was a crew escape pod.
Hitherto unknown super secret escape pods. Someone smuggled in a Molotov cocktail? The security at this studio is terrible.
You think you can just walk?
Sweeties, please, take another look at my contract.
I'd believe that Bobby T could disarm hired goons purely with charm, but that doesn't mean that I understand anything that is happening right now.
And action.
You're supposed to quip after they're dead. Ben doesn't know how to action hero correctly.
Jog on.
Your nuts didn't fry.
That's how winning is done.
Bodies with minds to match, essential, as we push out further and further.
No problem.
Whoa!
Say what's on your mind. You're feeling angry, violent, aggrieved.
Don't think, just do.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Is that supposed to inspire me?
Oh, come on, man. And they're gonna squeeze every last drop of
Eastern European jizz.
I'm not out here trying to fight the power. I'm not out here to have fun. I'm here to
Chew bubblegum and kick ass.
it. I am Batman.
Get off my plane.
We are all being f***ed by
My ex-wife.